Okay, we are here to dig into your Google site. You should have watched Ms. Waddell's video to make a site, and I'm just going to, if you haven't made your own site yet from a template, you need to go back and watch that video first. But assuming you have, you might need a little help getting to it. I got here by just typing in the word sites.google.com, and it brings me here. You can see these the templates. Don't touch those again once you've made your one copy. I have a lot of sites because I have ones kids have shared with me and whatever. You won't see this many sites. But another way, just so you know, you can also get to sites by going to your little grid in the corner. Sites is down here, and that will take you to the same place we were just where you would get if you typed sites.google. You can also, in your drive, you can simply do a search. If you go up here to the top in Drive and do the little filter, you can just look for any sites that you have in Drive and it'll show up that way too. So here's that same list. I started one with the 6th grade template, but these instructions are for anybody that any grade. So you can use these. They're not specific to 6th grade. So once you are open in your site and you've named it, you did all that with Miss Waddell. And once you've done here, I've just done a tiny bit of work without you. Like there was a placeholder here and I touched the plus sign and did insert photo, and I had a photo in Drive that I added there. You can upload photos or you can get them from Drive. Here, instead of, you could leave the word introduction if you wanted to, or however you want to change this text, but these are instructions and everyone does need to, by the end of this, not just today, but by the time you are presenting your site to show what you've done with the exemplars, there should be no instructions left in the sites. So here you can do whatever you want there, but you can introduce yourself, just get a little personal stuff. We will, in other videos, talk a little bit about how to use these resources that you'll eventually delete. But today we just kind of want to look at how else your site is built. If you look over here, you have a navigation bar, a little drop down, and you can see that you already have, sorry, I need to move my face. You already have 8 pages besides your home page, and everybody does because that's how we set the template up. And you can see those there. You can also choose to, if you'd rather navigate a different way, you can hit the gear. And we have this on side navigation. You can do a top navigation like we use for the EdHub Hub. The only difference, if you look at that, is you run out of room, at least in this view, to see them all when you have 8 separate pages. So I think for this one, side navigation works better, but that's up to you. There's a little more if you want it. There's a few other optional things you can do here in terms of branding, and like an announcement banner you can have running across the top, a little color personalization you can do. But here, so far, we've only interacted with our homepage. And I want you to kind of check out this side panel where we do all of where we make all our choices, how we build this website and how we look at different pages that we have. So under the insert part of the panel, you can add text boxes or images. You can, if you grab embed code from somewhere else, you would place it by putting that there, and you can insert anything right from Drive right there with that link. You can also, if you want to change the layout of your page, you can play around there. And then you have lots of choices. You don't have to use all or any of these, but these are all open to you, and a lot of them work really well. I was just going to point you to, like, show you, this is a divider that's being used already in your template. And so the divider will pop up as a horizontal division between sections, and it's going to use whatever theme that you have running that you've chosen. So this one's red because that's the color in my theme. You can also do, like, if you wanted to do a bunch of pictures of yourself here, I would recommend doing an image carousel. When you click that, I'm just going to quickly, I don't have a bunch of pictures of myself because I'm old and I don't do that. but you guys might have a lot of pictures of yourself. So here in my drive, I'm going to look at just pictures that pop up really quickly. Yeah, if you hold down Command, you can pick multiple things at once. So I will just work through a few of these that are images. And if you look, I have those all selected at once. I hit Insert. So yeah, those are the ones I wanted. I hit Insert again. And the way an image carousel works, I'm going to widen this out a little bit. If you see that you're losing part of your picture as you go wide, you just have to also make it lower. Like you have to stretch it the other direction too and give yourself more height. I'm going to move just the whole thing into the center of this. If you see how Sites works, it kind of shows you how to center it. And I can't see super well right here how, like, I'm in the editing mode of my site. And so I can see these dots that show that it's an image carousel, but I can't interact with it. If you want to see what it's going to be like on your real web page, just go to this little preview button up here. And when you do that, you can see it more like it's actually going to be. You can actually see what it'd be like on a phone, what it'd be like on a tablet, and what it'll be like on a laptop. And I can see if I go down to my image carousel, now I see these little arrows and I see the dots at the bottom, and I can move through the pictures that I had. And so that's a really great way to personalize if you wanted to make an image carousel here. To get out of preview, you can't do any editing when you're in preview. You have to hit the little X again. And there we have it for how to add an image carousel. Next, I want you can do the same thing. You can play around with these, but you can add docs or slides or any specific things this way, or obviously they're all going to be from Drive, so you can do that here. So let's take a look at a different page that we have. I'm going to go over here to Pages, and I can see the home page that I've been on and 8 other pages. And so I'll just move over to Communicate for a second. And yours should look similar. You'll see that the very base Communicate Exemplar is here, and then the next 2 are here and here with placeholders. It tells you what you need to do for each exemplar. And here's placeholders here, like you can click, and this here says create and present a proficient oral and visual presentation. So the odds are you're going to be embedding slides here. So you could go just straight here from Drive. So when you pick one, notice that the placeholder was a square for this. If you want, you can stretch out your placeholder. I mean, you can stretch out the image so it fits better. Like, I don't really want any of that black to show up here on my slides. So it's stretching to where it needs to be. And if you see, Google Sites just kind of adjusted and resized your text over here to make everything fit. And I'm going to slip back into preview mode to show you what I mean by embedding. Since this is embedded, I have this multi-slide document that I can interact with right on my site. And so when you are presenting your exemplar progress to your parents at your conference in the fall and again in the spring, like, you can do a lot of it straight from here. And if you'd rather, there's always, when something's embedded, you have a little pop-out button here, and if you click that, it will open that document in a separate tab, which is nice too if you want to really dig in. But I just want to show you what that means when we say embed. It means it's a living document that you can interact with while still staying on your Google site, which you don't have anything like that in slides or anything else. So that's a special power for sites. Besides embedding and understanding how to embed things here, I just want you to also notice the different pages and how to navigate between them. if you end up needing to make another page, like you have so much stuff and you want, or you have an extra page, you want to explain something else you've done, you can do that right here. You can always hit the plus to just do another page. By default, it will be one that also shows up on the menu, like what we were messing with earlier on the navigation. But you change that here. Like if I didn't want the communicate one to show up here in the navigation, I would click the dots over here and I would hide it from navigation. And there I see a little symbol that says it's not there. And if I look over here, it isn't linked here anymore. I don't recommend that for these because you do want these linked when you're presenting. But that's how that happens. You can also make copies of different pages if you want. And the last thing that I want to show you is the themes. Everyone was given the same, we use this impression theme, but when you click it, Google's kept it pretty simple. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different themes you have, and then you can do colors within them. You can also do default, like you can give hex codes to do very specific colors if you'd rather, and you can change the fonts in those too. But the way they come pre-built, it's pretty nice. Like you have these are graphic design professionals who've paired fonts and paired colors and to give different looks. So you're welcome to use one of these. You're also welcome to by hand change different elements instead of leaning on a theme very much at all. But impression is where you are and you're welcome to change it. If you have any questions about themes, let us know. And that also being said, Miss Waddell and I are here to help you during any of your Epic time. And so if you're working on this and you have a question, you can reach out to me. Your Epic teacher can reach out to Miss Waddell or me. So you can email us or have your teacher send us a text. I hope that is helpful.